got the text message that says we are going to get the test tomorrow. So weather's not looking great, but I'm not missing an opportunity to get down to the track. So what I'm planning on testing is the new Dunlop Dragmax. So we'll go down and work on a little bit of tune-up stuff, but we're basically going to try to see how this tire does just kind of in the first like 100 feet or so. I don't want to go throwing a bunch of different tunes at it and not getting like consistent data. Basically, I don't want to blame the tire because I was messing with tune-ups. So I got one tune-up in the bike. It's still my soft-ish tune-up from the last time I ran it. I'm just going to leave that alone. So I'm going to run one thing all day. It's a 16 pounds of boost max tune. So we'll just leave it alone and we'll play with the tire a little bit and see what it does. But the temperature is probably only going to be about 50 degrees and overcast, so I'm not expecting a bunch of track temperature. And track prep will probably be okay, 60 foot ish area. So this will be a cool test to see how well this tire does on kind of a not so good surface. But here's what it looks like right now. So here is the new Dunlop Dragmax. It's a 190 tire, so you can see it's got some girth to it. And then here's the 180 Shinko I was running. I put a caliper between these two. I'll even show you. I know one is mounted on the bike and one's not, but I'll measure these and stuff after the fact too. But we'll just go across the sidewall. I get about trying to read this on the camera here. 7 inches, 670 thou. I'll go over to the Shinko. And we're just doing a sidewall to sidewall here. The Shinko right now has only got 7 pounds of pressure in it, so it's not super inflated, but I'll measure these after it's off the bike too. The Shinko measures 7 inch, 50 thou, 55, 56 thou. You get it. So going from a 180 Shinko to a 190 Dragmax, picking up a little over a ½ inch of tire width. So I'm guessing the contact patch, once I get it set kind of where I want it, it'll probably leave a bigger contact patch as well. So pretty excited to try this. So there it is, 190, 50, 17. So we'll give it a shot on the crappy track. But now I got to get this tire off of this bike and this wheel and get that tire on. So we'll dig out the bumper mount or hitch mount tire changer and I get this all switched over tonight, so we're ready to go for tomorrow. As you can see, I'm wearing my best shop attire. Got my apron on. Trying to keep my clothes clean. It's Friday night. I'm going out to a little extravaganza after this during this quarantine. And if you believe that, that was a bold-faced lie. I'm doing nothing but working on my bike. So we're going to get the back tire off the bike, and then I'm going to go outside and use my hitch-mounted tire changer and get things swapped over. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the tire changer on the truck, so you got to enjoy this. Ta-da! So what we got here is the hitch-mounted Backfucker 2000 for doing motorcycle tires at home. So let's get started on this. shingle. Not even tired, not even a little bit. A lot of bits more than a little bit. I'll go weigh this thing and see how it compares to the Dragmax. So here's what we're going to use, just a regular old bathroom scale. Whether or not the numbers are going to be dead accurate to what the tires are remains to be seen, but the difference between them should still be accurate. So let's see what we get. We'll put the Shinko on first. Okay, we got nothing on there. Just setting it down and letting it rest against my shins. So we got 12.4 for a 180 Shinko. Okay, we're going to weigh the Dragmax now. Get this thing turned on. Come on. There we go. 0. We're just going to set it on here. It's just resting against my knees. 12.4. So it weighs exactly the same on this scale as a 180 Shinko hookup. So I'm actually going to a better quality tire and a wider tire, and I'm not losing anything in weight. So that by itself is a win. I know they were saying that the Dragmax, I think, was, I don't know, the numbers I was seeing were quite a pound lighter than a 190 Shinko, but that is a 180, so it would be lighter than the 190 anyways. But I'm going to more tire now, and it's neutrals itself out. Better tire, same weight. Okay, well, you just saw the weigh in between the two tires, so yeah, you make your call, what you make of it. I'm happy to be putting the tire back on. It's better quality. It's the same weight. It's a bigger tire, so anything will help with more footprint. So screw it, let's run this thing. So I rarely ever balance my rear tires, just because sometimes they move a little bit on the wheel, and I've had a wheel weight come off at pretty high speed before, and it'll do a little bit of damage when it goes winging. So we're just going to leave it be. They don't really run at a sustained, consistent speed real long to really notice any kind of vibration. So I've been just kind of leaving them without weights, and I've had pretty good luck. I don't notice any issue with it. But I like to just check them since it's a brand new tire. We'll see how out of whack it is. So it's just sitting on my bubble balancer here. So we'll just pick a couple random spots. We'll go 90 degrees from where it was and see if it takes off anywhere. Oh, a little heavy on the other side. It ain't bad though. So we'll kick it over this way a little bit and see if it goes back the other way. A little bit. This has got one heavy spot in it. Actually, looks like it might be opposite of the valve stem. Oh, there it is. Really ain't all that bad. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, it's still trying to find center. Pretty close to there. So then that would be a heavy spot on top. That ain't bad. We'll run it. Cool. Well, there she be. Dragmax is on. It's a really nice tire. I can't remember what I said that measured out when it was off the bike, like 20 minutes ago here, but probably 3 minutes ago for you guys. So instead of focusing on nothing, let's see what this says. Again, we're just going across the sides. That's hard to see right there. I'm having a hard time seeing with that light in here. There we go. 7 inches, 520. So 7.5 inches across roughly. And then, what do I do with that Shinko? Found it. So let's see what this one is across quick. So I've measured them both on and off of rims. So we'll go, so we just touched the side. This number really means nothing, but give you overall dimensions. 7 inches, 7 thou. So again, half-inch difference between the two tires. So I gained a half-inch tire with no weight. Well, it's about 8:30 Saturday morning. I got out of the shop early just because I wanted to do some stuff on the bike. It's tire test day, but it's 40 degrees and overcast, and right now we're kind of on hold to see what the weather's going to do. It's supposed to rain is supposed to all stay south of us, but you know how that goes. So for now, I'm just out here. Bike's on the lift still. Just going to go through some clutch settings and just kind of check some stuff from the last time I had it out. Haven't really done anything, but just make sure everything's good to go. And I want to try one little trick, but not expecting anything big out of it. Just something I want to see if it makes a change or not. But yeah, so we're just going to kill some time until we get the call that everything's good to go for the day, and we'll test this tire. Right now it's looking like I lost 20 thou off the stack height. Might seem like a lot, but this clutch was in there last year, and the last time I was out I made 3 passes and didn't change anything. I just kind of let it ride. It's probably actually losing that much stack height from what it should be is probably why it blew the tire off on that last pass that I made in the last video I posted. Second pass left good, third pass blew the tire off pretty violently. Combination of things going on, but I think we'll start with getting the clutch back up to where it should be. So I got to get 20 thou back out of it, and I could tell from pulling everything apart that I got some fibers that are not long for this world anymore. So we'll change some of that stuff out, and we'll get her dialed back in. New day, new start, right? So what I'm going to do here is take my little caliper. I'm going to go through all my fibers. I'm going to pick out, kind of separate them from thick and thin. And just because they measure thin doesn't mean they're bad. I could possibly put a thin one back in a stack later if I have one that I need to swap out. So yeah, we'll just separate them out, and then I'll figure out which ones I need to swap in to get my thickness back up where I want it. I could also go through and measure steels, and I could take out a thin one, put in a thick one, whatever. It tends to not go through steels nearly as fast as fibers. Even if they're discolored, I'll leave them ride. If they're flat, good to go. A little discoloring is normal. If they're purple and warped, we'll get rid of them. But tend to not really eat steels up too much. So fibers are where it's at for me. We'll find the thin ones and get rid of them. Well, we'll set them aside, I should say. You don't need to get rid of anything. Even a bad fiber is still probably usable in some stack. I'm coming out with probably about 4 of them that need to go away. That was a good one. Second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 good ones and 3 not so good ones. So I'll go into the trailer and dig through what I got for supplies, and we'll get this back together. So in the trailer, grabbed 3 fresh fibers. One I swapped out for one that was the same thickness, but the one I took out just looked a little bit burnt up a little. So did a straight swap for that thickness for thickness, and then I took out 2 of the thinnest ones and added 2 fresh ones that were making up the difference that I was below or low on my my stack height. So we'll measure these up and see what I get now. I should be right back. If I did my math right, I should be right back where I need to be. Within 1 thou there. Right on. Now there's all kinds of different ways that people do this stuff. The important thing is that you do it your way consistently. My numbers might not make sense to somebody else, depending on how hard you want to squeeze or where you want to measure, but I do the same thing every time. So I tend to get pretty good results in consistency. If I can stop my plates from sliding around here. We're good. I'll take those 3 fresh plates, I'll just get them a little bit wet, and then we'll stick this thing back together, and then I'm going to play with my weights and springs a little bit. That's the one little thing I wanted to try yet today. And then hopefully we get a message here soon that we can go test. I tend to do all my fibers and steels the same way every time, as far as how I put them in. The steels, I always put them radius side to the rear, so when the clutch has to engage, it doesn't hang up on any jagged edges. If you flip them around, you get that hard, like stamped edge to the back, and sometimes a little chatter going into the over the hub in the basket. So it's just one thing to minimize any discrepancies in how the clutch acts. And I tend to run same combination of steels. I'll run 2 thick ones right in the center of the stack. The thick steels right in the center of the stack seem to take the most heat, and the thicker the steel is, the less the heat seems to affect it as far as warping. So people can agree or disagree with that, but I've never had a steel get hot, warp, and stick in the center of my basket, where I've seen some people taking screwdrivers to pry their stuff out. So I've never had any real clutch issues, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. got the well, there's another one. I just got the text that the little session we were going to go to is off for the day because of the weather. But the good news is it's on for tomorrow. So I'm going to keep going with my changes I'm making here. You know, I'm putting her on kill. And then we'll get her loaded up and everything ready to go so I can just hook up to the trailer tomorrow and head out. But we'll see what tomorrow brings. It's supposed to be 60 and sunny, so that'll be a nice change. Well, we're up and at it early. It's 8:30. It's about 45 degrees already, and it's finally sunny out. So we're going racing, and we're going to do some tire testing. I will have a sidekick with me today that's also going to be doing some testing. So we'll have another bike to do some filming and get some footage for. So it should be a fun day. Just getting some pump gas. Yeah, top off before we head down. Not but the best for the turbo bike. As we'll get a little something for the generator while we're here. Well, we made it to the track. We got handed some masks at the gate, which was pretty interesting. But it's like 60 degrees and sunny with a little breeze. It's pretty nice out. They're prepping the track right now, but I got my sidekick with me here. Say hi to Michelle.
Hey.
What do you want to work on today, Michelle? What should we try to do here?
That shit my pants.
Well, we always start the list with that as number one.
Yeah.
What do you think about number two? And not taking a number two.
That goes with the number one. Well, full throttle.
Yeah, sounds good.
Make sure I can find the rear brake.
Yeah, get that. We'll move the rear brake. All right. We can get that.
We're really shooting for the stars here today.
We'll get that data, right?
That's right. Get that data.
100% throttle.
100% throttle.
This is tuners yell at people that don't get 100% throttle.
That's right.
I'm not a tuner, but I'll yell at you anyways.
That's right.
Because you want me to.
Get data so we can, how do you say, make some adjustments and see if the changes that were made in the last couple winters are.
Because you pretty much fucked off all last winter or all last summer.
Well, the bike was down until late.
Is this my fault now?
Yeah.
So, little plot twist on this interview, huh?
It's your fault. Everything's your fault.
We're basically just gonna have fun today. We don't know how often or how long we'll get to do this stuff with the whole quarantine thing going on, but luckily enough, we can do this for now. So
this is the start of my 10th season.
10th season?
Today is 10.
Well,
today is 10.
We'll call it 9.5. Last year, I'm not giving you anything.
We're calling it 10.
I'm saying 9.5 because she didn't do anything last year.
You're a liar.
I lied a little.
Well, the previous years gone by, we've been here a bit by this time in the year.
It's usually still melting snow.
That's a lie. Facebook tells me that's a lie.
I think it'll be a good day though. So we'll get some good.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's warm in the sun.
The sun is hot.
Oh, they turned the radio on for us. But we'll try to get some good camera angles and fun stuff today. So sitting in the lanes, I rolled up here to make my first pass, and they're prepping the track. There was a little bit of moisture coming out of the cracks. Kind of cool. They're actually taking pretty good care of it today. Michelle made her first pass. She's a little rusty yet. She loaded the motor pretty hard coming out, but it was a clean pass otherwise. So she got the first pass jitters out of the way. So I'll make a pass here in a second, but just let them kind of do their thing up there. Michelle, would you care to explain what happened in the last pass?
I didn't do it.
What happened?
The pin for the shifter came out, and so I hit the button to shift.
Little fella down there.
And
that's on me.
No shifting happened.
We fixed it already. That little motherfucker down there. This little guy cost her a pass. We fixed it though. Now we fixed the shifter. See what happens. Got a good 60 on that last pass, but that's where it ended. Getting to be the end of the day here. Gonna go make my third pass, just trying to stay safe. People are getting kind of touchy-feely, so I think I better gear up.
Rocking a side pony. Look at that.
This side pony over here. So we're wrapping it up for the day. It's a pretty good day, I think. Weather was good.
Beautiful.
Did we have any incidents?
Lost the pin for the shifter.
Yeah, other than that, we did pretty good. I think.
It was a good 60 foot before that happened.
Yeah, it was a great 60 foot, and then the shifter pin fell out. So, but,
Fixed it.
Fixed that.
Made a couple changes.
Yeah, pecking away on the keyboard. You know, all the up arrow goodness.
Clutch back.
But yeah, just kind of excited that we get to come out and still do this while this crap is going on in the state. And pass the time, hopefully.
Sunshine, blue skies, clean passes.
Hopefully we
progress.
Hopefully we get to do this more. We'll see what next weekend brings, but at this point,
This is good for now.
yeah, we'll take it.
This will last the week.
Hell yeah, good enough. So that's a wrap on today. It was a lot of fun, actually. The tire it's a real deal. I made 3 passes with it. Got some data for tire temp, track temp, and then I was watching the wear on it. I measured the depth of the mic after each pass, and after 3 passes, it wasn't measurable, even a difference with just a depth mic on a caliper. So I think it'll wear pretty good for average Joe Blow. I wasn't putting a ton of power down with it today. Again, I was using same tune-up that I was running last time out. It's I leave on 10 pounds, and it ramps 2.5 seconds to 15 pounds. It's just the softest tune-up I got. It'll run like 175 miles an hour with that tune-up. And from that tune-up last year with running the Shinko, and with now this tire, it actually, I know I went through the clutch and stuff, but I kind of put the clutch back to where pretty much the neighborhood it always kind of hangs out in. And it's 60 footed substantially better with this tire. Same length burnout and everything. I was watching tire temps on the dash to see what I had to work with when I was leaving. But we'll keep testing it next time out. You know, maybe we'll get to go out again in a week or so. But I got nothing bad to say about this tire. It feels like it's digging. It's noticeable difference from like I said, this is a 190. I was running a 180 Shinko before. Didn't lose any weight or gain any weight with this tire. It seems to weigh about the same as the 180 Shinko, but the bike noticeably feels better. It just feels, when it's pulling through the 60 foot, it just feels more sure-footed. The Shinko felt like it was always just on the verge of kind of wanting to let go. It worked good. I got some really good 60 foots with the Shinko on here, but for this being a fresh tire on a bike that I haven't really put any time into even setting up chassis stuff to work with this tire, I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing has to offer. Next time out, I think I'll probably play with the shock a little bit, and then turn it up to probably one of the more aggressive maps that I got for this bike. And then that's actually where the clutch has been mostly set up to run, is a little more aggressive boost on the leave and up top. So where I've been leaving on like low boost and not really a big number up top, I don't have multiple clutch setups. I got one that I've been working with, and kind of left it alone. So that clutch tune-up has been more favorable for bigger boost. So the fact that it did as good as it did, the bike down low with the tune-up that's in it, and that clutch tune-up even, was pretty amazing. I liked what I was seeing. So hopefully you get a kick out of that little coronavirus COVID-19 new Dunlop Dragmax test session. 3 passes. Like I said, wasn't a shit ton of data, but what I got was pretty impressive. I'm more than happy with it, and we'll see how she wears. So here's how she looks after 3 passes. I can't complain. I was measuring tread depth on some of these different grooves, and so I wasn't seeing much wear. I know it was only 3 burnouts and 3 passes. It wasn't huge, but it's not like this thing just disintegrates like you know, nothing after 3 burnouts. I think it'll hold up pretty good. There was some cars today that were struggling to get down, and you know, right after one of them would go up and spin, I didn't change anything from what I normally do, and the bike, it freaking hooked and booked. So I'll take it. Good data.